idea. That guy lost. You know, I mean, so, you know, this is business. This is business. It has, you know, some people tell me, like, this isn't fair. Like, I have an executive in the newspaper industry for 27 years. I did it with him. We really hit it off. And he's like, he started saying it wasn't fair. He said, you know, these last 3 years, I'm supposed to sit in my office and get the payoff and make my couple $100,000 a year, play golf on Wednesdays, and now I'm worried. And I'm like, you know, and that didn't sit well with me because I'm all about the hustle and all that. But you know, I'm sold on it. 27 years of hustle. I can understand that. It's an averaged out thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I sat there and I was like, yeah, kind of buying it. And I was like, you know, it's business. You know, the Holocaust isn't fair. The people who lost their business at Katrina, that seems unfair from a business standpoint. Business is business. You know, some of the most interesting quotes that I see about anger towards what's happening come, and I Wikipedia them to see their careers, because I start seeing a pattern, are the same people that changed the television industry by going into cable. They were the Mavericks in '82 and '83 talking shit. And now they're crying. You know, that seems massively hypocritical. And I think that I understand why people do it, and I respect why people do it. For me, as somebody who really enjoys change, and you know, DNA-wise, and embraces that really, I hope to think that, you know, I think I love the competition of business, and I think when the playing field changes, that's when it gets interesting. And this is a big one. This is massively underestimated in our society. I truly believe that. Seriously, the internet's 15 years old. I mean, that's like yesterday. You know? I mean, yeah.
When you're working with the big companies that that have very established legal teams and stuff, do you?
Yes, they do.
Personally, I have a lot of questions and a lot of roadblocks when I'm trying to do online stuff. Like, if you're Steve Nash and putting up this video, do you have the rights to the Lionel Richie song? Or if you tweet that you hate the hometown of the city your plant is based on, and then people get mad at you, which happened. Yeah, so how do you deal with that? And probably not so much personally, but with the companies that you advise.
I'm very big on the I'm sorry theory. So, I'm being serious, by the way. I mean, Hugh Grant went on the LA Strip, picked up a lady of the night, got caught, went on Leno, said he was sorry, and became a bigger brand. We hate to say we're sorry, which is why we respect and respond well to people who say it. I don't think when you have good intentions, some people, you know, if you're a company that's making a new tire and you know that if the tire pops and the gases that come out cause cancer, you deserve to lose. But if you have good intentions and you stumble like humans do, and you own it, I was really mad at Tiger's play, right? Until I found out his whole face got beat in and he had to be off the grid, you know? Until that new like little development 2-3 days ago or a week ago, I was like, how could anybody not understand that he needs to own his story? Don't let anybody else do your storytelling. I tell my brands that we will make a mistake here or there, but what we're gonna work on is creating a culture in this company, and we're gonna create a department to handle that. And I don't want any bull crap, 8 long pages, press release, and everybody debates on every word. We want authentic apologies. You know, Domino's did an almost good job. You know, Domino's, when they had that big video, you know, everybody, you know, I got 900 emails the day later of all the articles, the downside of social media, because the kids spit on the, or the nasty things on the Domino's pizza they put on YouTube, right? Meanwhile, now looking back at it 9 months later, Domino's had their first same-store sales increase in 2 years the next month, because we know that that doesn't just happen at Domino's. That could have happened at Burger King, you know? And they made an apology right on YouTube. The only problem was the guy was clearly reading the CEO, and it was so not authentic. If he would have just went from the hip and just looked at the camera, it could have been much better. And so I think you're gonna see a lot more of that kind of stuff. And so I'm not, you know, listen, I had a meeting recently, there was 4 marketing people and me and 7 lawyers. You know, so I understand, and it's hard. And I'm like, what about, and you know, so, you know, it's, you know, as a creative, you know, it's very frustrating. On the flip side, you bite down, get through it the first time, you need to execute. It needs to work. You know, the quicker you can get something to work, the quicker things change. You know, as soon as people, you know, I did the Twitter shipping code in late, not this year, so it was '08. As soon as I showed people true numbers from that, then all of a sudden people changed their mind. You know, all those people that were making fun of Amazon at that conference, you know, when they started selling things, didn't. You know, it's everything's silly and not good until it is, right? Until it's executing. And so the hands that today were like not good for business, they dominated the room 1 year ago. So lots happened in a year, right? And tomorrow there might be a new platform. I mean, I think the mobile stuff, Foursquare and Google, is going to be very, very big. I think the live streaming stuff is very big. By far, by the way, for any of you thinking for tactics, by far, the biggest book selling thing I did was going on Ustream and talking with fans. By far. No blog post, no tweet, the biggest thing was the engagement. Sitting there, people asking me questions about the book, me talking, and obviously giving them, you know, and then of course being the salesman I am, well, if anybody buys one today, I'll give you, I don't know, free wine, whatever, you know, I mean, but the engagement was the key, not the free wine, but maybe the free wine. Yes.
Did you see an increase in your followers post-book club, like a completely new group of people coming to you from the book?
Yes.
How big?
I don't know, because I don't analyze data to the way until I need it for something really, really specific. But what I noticed was every day I was looking at the people that were following me, a lot of people from the publishing world were on there, and a lot of authors were on there. As you know, the day the book came out #2 on the New York Times, I got, you know, when I looked at the followers that day, they were book industry people, right? I mean, but you know, there's a lot of reasons why. I had a lot of media going on, right? I was on TV. I had a really good spot on CNN that got very buzzworthy. So there's a lot of factors. You know, writing a book for me in a lot of ways is a platform to do other things. I mean, again, I get so angry at my fellow people in my space who think that TV is a juggernaut. Now, do I think TV is going to shift? I do. I think the cable companies, you know, monopolies are going to be tested. I think, how many of you know what Boxee.com is? BOXEE.com. You guys should write that down and check it out. I think that kind of platform, I don't know if that's Friendster or Facebook, but that concept is going to win. When, I'm not sure. You know, it's basically internet to your television. The day that you walk into your home and you have your iPhone or whatever the new Nexus 1 or whatever the handheld device choice is, and you walk into your home. When I walk into my home, I want to watch television based on New York Jets content. And if SNY is not playing a Jet spot, I'm not watching. But when I walk into my home and I type in New York Jets, search, and videos pop up, and there are Jets shows that are daily, and talking about if David Harris is healthy and is going to play Saturday. And it's probably 2 dudes in Long Island on a couch, right? And I can hit that button, and it starts playing on my television. When that happens in Arkansas, it's over. Everything we know is over in that world. And that technology is being built, and it's close. So when you walk into your home, and you love flowers or fashion, and you can watch great content, lots of it, very up to the minute, and it's going to play on your television, and you don't have to play around with putting on your Apple TV and going to Video 4 and all the stuff that keeps us away, that the nerds know how to do. You know, once it becomes that easy, which is what everybody's trying to do, then cable's going to have to deal.